Obusia for Sabria to find the nature more Parliament House and near me Boba no a very interesting pa just any answer to ye nipa one time kasaba kwe kwame A plus na so pia bonten ya itim se okasa ye pa na ne timenya kokodro no agina Parliament House are making some brilliant submission about NKOK and 24 hours economy. Na the one is say wetima convince NPP form pa mama join NDC for amoma tima praise den kokon ketenkete amomu nyina aka say ye enwa ye pa the submission no also munye din no nchro magric nyese John Dramani Mahama ni throne na keka na nasen ketere maso na keka no e no ba be ka say obe feed some 55,000 homes with nkokon ketenkete. Now through that no kwame asare A plus say one the direct income be bring some people. Two, a sabema nkrofo enya external employment. Na area fertilizers enya me bit my import no ekrampo dos ye park se enya sanketwa. Enya kwame plus beto ne boase achechire ye said the wetin ma convince both the NDC and NPP MPs. Amamu nyina etima support this shocking nkokon agenda. Enkunen kwetine hwede ekos.
Honorable member, it's now the turn of Honorable Asarobeng.
10 minutes in Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think that the mic doesn't want me to speak. Don't worry. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I also want to thank the President for coming.
You have 10 minutes.
Coming to the House to fulfill his constitutional mandate. I've heard a lot of my colleagues say that the President came to lament, and I think that even if the President came to lament, he only came to continue the lamentation of the previous government, where we had their own MPs in this chamber organizing a press conference to call on the President to sack their finance minister because of the state of the nation that they were in and what they envisaged. It was not just the members of parliament who were lamenting. The people of Ghana, in their lamentation, gave them the worst result in any election in the history of the Fourth Republic. And so the President could only join in what everybody was saying. During the President's address, there were two takeaways that I would focus on, and that's the 24-hour economy and NKETENKETE. Mr. Speaker, I've heard a lot of my colleagues say that how are we going to create jobs through 24 hours and NKETENKETE? In fact, it was on the day of the SONA that I even realized that 24 hours and NKETENKETE, you can't hear, please pay attention. I'm teaching you Agric. I'm going to teach you Agric, and I will beg you to please listen carefully. It was on that day that the President told us that 55,000 homes were going to benefit from NKETENKETE. Mr. Speaker, Ghana imports about $300 million of poultry every year. Our national demand is about 400,000 metric tons every year. In fact, we produce only about 57,000 tons a year. Importation is about 270,000 metric tons a year. And the President, in his wisdom, has noticed that if 100 districts put together 500 beds for 5,000 homes, we will be making about 55,000 homes, raising 500 beds, a total of about 29,000, a total of about 27,000 beds per cycle. And when I say cycle, I mean when you are raising broilers from day old, that's what we call DOCs, to 7 week 7, you complete one cycle. And so the president came and told us that in a cycle, 55,000 homes can raise 500 beds each. Mr. Speaker, this will help reduce dependency on importation. It will strengthen our food security. It will create opportunities. It will create jobs. And it will help the youth enter into agriculture. Mr. Speaker, how will this work? And how are we going to make money from NKETENKETE? How will this work, and how are we going to make money from NKETENKETE? It costs about 71 cedis to raise a bed from day 1 to 3 kilos. To raise a bed to 3 kilos, you need to give it about 4.5 kilos of feed. Every 1 kilo of feed it eats again, 1.5 kilo of feed it eats against about 1 kilo weight. And therefore, before it gets to 3 kilos, you have to feed it with about 4.5 kilos of feed. This means that we have to produce a lot of maize to feed these birds, because in every kilo of feed that you feed a bird, about 60% is made up of maize, which is up to about 2.7 kilos of every 4.5 kilos of feed that you give to one bird. And so our poultry farmers, our maize farmers, this is good news that the president has given to us. According to the president, we are going to grow a lot of maize to feed a lot of birds. Mr. Speaker, apart from maize that we are going to grow to feed birds, we are also going to make a lot of manure. Ghana imports so much fertilizer. In 2023 alone, we imported over $200 million worth of fertilizer. And therefore, under the NKETENKETE program, we are going to get a lot of manure. In fact, every bed, and these ones are fact, every bed that you raise at 3 kilos produces about between 2 to 4 kilos of droppings in a lifetime. And this is what we call fresh manure. And when I say fresh manure, I'm talking about 70% water and 75% water, 25% dry manure. And so, under this program, in NKETENKETE, we are going to be able to produce manure here in Ghana, locally. If you, Mr. Speaker, I can go on and give you how much residue you make per acre when you grow maize and mix it with the chicken intestines and all to give you a certain tonnage of fertilizer every year. And this is what the president is telling us that we are going to do. Apart from that, the president is looking at putting money directly in the pockets of every household through this program. When you raise a bird, we sell it at what is called carcass weight. Carcass weight is 2.5 kilos per broiler. The weight is 3 kilos, but when you remove the feathers and the intestine and all of that, it will be left with what we call carcass weight. At a carcass weight of about 3 kilos, you can sell it for 90 Ghana cedis. When you subtract the 71 cedis needed to raise the bed, it will be left with about 19 Ghana cedis. Multiply by 500 beds every year. Every household under this program will be making about 9,500 every 7 to 8 weeks. This is putting direct money in the pockets of the people who voted this government to power. Apart from that, to be able to feed, apart from that, if every household employs 2 people to take care of 500 birds per cycle, what it means is that directly we are employing 110,000 people in 100 districts under this program. This does not include the retailers, the wholesalers, and many others. In fact, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable member, just wind up.
Mr. Speaker, chicken feet, akoko 9, chicken feet is a huge delicacy in China. Akoko 9. In 2023 alone, China imported over $5 billion worth of chicken feet. And so no part of the chicken goes waste. And this is what was known as the cottage industry. Giving households beds, giving them medication, giving them feed, letting them raise the bird and buy them back from the farmers for slaughter. Mr. Speaker, we will need feed mills, we will need processing plants, we will need fertilizer processing plants, and all of these will go a long way to employ a lot of young people.
Thank you.
NKETENKETE, the 24-hour national broiler project, is a brilliant idea by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Let him now turn to Swami. Honorable John Darko, 10 minutes.
We shall for a plus not to see a tenant catches in near more can a dear a toasumi pa a toasumi. I just yin a TV crown a bit me assure a sign of a year, some gratitude crown patch and a bit my boy and sim, and I just say, I had pa a plus. And why say what to me about say Mahama because he was one of the people on more campaign against a NDC co-opposition and Marco for the empire. Now for what my bet Nancy Dean Adrian question say Mahama ni NDC for young Crawford the Ghana show myself with my Ghana co enemy na sinke the show monsa crabby pem crampa casabi come the Ghana co empire into Obia or NPP ni Kesi. Crown Pabeji NDC and Mahama Tum now of foot sija and as a wife now big banter because it's ya Beconia the other. Send your final marking kind of a sure how they are friends so into no was sometimes will coming down now making some analysis will be way the two leadership, the two parties, the two government one casabetnas with the partisan bibiato and chanankas one casawa way and we say there be in Kofuadium papa mutrim there be in Kofuadium bonnie the mutrim. Into sometimes or some of the partisan tone chain no one casa she will say Kofu and Kofua ye the Omanisha Masa Ghana for motor omo ye beka ya Obia just ye beka NPP sin now see pan John Ajokumko for ten some more kind show bottom neto abapa one cassa she party of film and I see a woman to massam as show one cassa bottom you now no bottom you be never chill the bottom wona woni bottom so say one cassa show bottom neto one cassa waba so as you speaking of Kwame plus and demonstrate actually say hwe botum na to aba no odi ye adwuma ono anwo se nkrofo adwum papa wo mtrim wa hwede o se akyere nkokon ketenkete more than some Mahama krampo chechirim with figures, numbers, income, ska we benya, bind benya, the be imported, the be exported, like what change nimemu ye. How much is wait my convincing both NPP and DC for campaign yeah, I'm a munyana jatum the day. Idea just a shame cry ye pa. Kwame plus dankasa na so kasa idea kwechi. Ma you to know who say at least or more representative or parliamentary or kwamo and your fu. And I say I am personal interest, selfish interest in inti. We independent candidate or new for some political party or join or caucus with NDC. So we independent. So independent on only political party be so what they are the banners and your back country street saying or at the banner yes or hesitate or back say at the part. I don't know what demonstration and chair is a bit much when you under the comment section. Subscribe and share more news in your